Once you're doing that, what you need to do is release your downstream edge, or to put it more bluntly, lean upstream. Once your boat is cruising nicely, lean forward to get the weight on the front of the boat, lean slightly upstream, and very gently do a stern pry to break the boat free, and you should just skid it down the wave sideways. If you have to push hard on the paddle, or if you come off the wave, you're either leaning back or you're leaning downstream, or probably both. Once you've mastered the technique of turning the boat sideways and letting it slip down a wave, you're ready for full flat spins. Going from a front surf to a back surf is pretty easy. Most people feel comfortable tilting the boat upstream slightly and letting the stern come around into a back surf. The problem you run into is when you're in a back surf, you have a tendency, bringing it back around, to lean downstream in the turn and carve off the wave. This is where the side surfing practice comes in, so make sure you practice that really well before you get to this. Once you're in the back surf, plant your paddle in the water, and as you're back surfing and you're getting ready to spin the boat, drop your upstream edge and shift your weight towards the back of the boat. This will automatically allow the bow to break free, and it should just skid it past you and overtake your body and end up facing upstream, and now you're in a front surf.
That's absurd. A friend, I need a friend, but we just got my eyes blurred. The stimulus propelled us into a full-blown nightmare. It's a shame it's not a game up in here. Sat in the room, put me in my tune, corner of the room, speed buggy, get me out of here. Boom, zoom, zoom, booties on the loop, riding on the shroom, through the triple of jewels, buggy, get me out.
The shove it technique is a continuation of the double 180 flat spin technique, except you have a change of direction in the middle. What you do is you get on the wave, start your first 180 spin with your reverse pry, your boat comes around to a back surf. Now, instead of removing the paddle from the water and taking a sweep on the other side to finish the 360, you hold the blade in the water. As soon as you've completed your first 180, you stop it with that blade and immediately turn it into a front sweep so that your boat changes direction and it comes back around into a front surf from where you started.
When I'm breathing from my chest, I'm breathing from my head, sucking through my nose is the reason I'm not dead. Bent over backwards and I'm sucking up my ass, but even me is dangerous.
Feel good. No, 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 no. Once you're surfing and you got the body and boat movement down, you're ready for cleans, and those are fun. Same thing as the flat 360s, except what you do here with your weight is really key. When your boat is surfing and you go into the first part of the spin, it's important that you transfer your weight from leaning on the bow of the boat to leaning on the back of the boat, from one edge to the other edge, very smoothly. When you do that, the boat will automatically continue the spin on its own. Then you shift again from one edge to the other, from one end of the boat to the other, and it'll keep going. And anything from 360s, 540s, 720, 1080. Speed and carving is the key to this move. Go firing down the wave on a hard carve towards the most prominent part of the wave, whether that be the peak or a diagonal. Cut into it with a lot of speed, and right as you hit that peak, you want to throw your weight back, transfer all your weight to the new edge on the inside of the turn and plant your paddle blade. Now, as the move suggests, you don't slice your nose into the water like you would on a green wave cartwheel, but rather bring the nose down flat so it bounces off the water towards your paddle blade. The boat will go through a 180 rotation on the nose of the boat, and you will land in a perfect backswing.
I know this little girl, she's not such a little girl. I used to call her Big Cheryl, but that wasn't her name. I bet it was Jenny or Jane, but she could eat like a champion. Hey, Big Cheryl, what's happening? She dotted me in my eye back when I told her why. Thought I'd never see her again until our high school reunion. Man, she really grew up. Hey, man, she really trimmed down.
Speed and weight shift are the key to this move. What you want to do is get your boat accelerating down the face of the wave. As you approach maximum speed, throw your weight forward to build pressure under the bow. As soon as this happens, throw your weight back to lift the bow up and to get it free of the water. Again, as soon as this happens, throw your weight back forward as hard as you can, and what will happen is the stern will completely break free of the water and you'll be flying. Now, if the wave is really bouncy, you can time this with surges in the wave, but if it's not, you're going to have to rely on your speed and weight. Got that? Now we're going to take an ollie and we're going to make it an ollie oop. You go through the same steps with the ollie of building and releasing pressure, but to do the 180 rotation in the air, what you do is right when the nose of the boat is at its maximum peak, you plant your paddle in the water so the entire boat can spin around it and rotate in the air and land in a back surf.
But hey, look what I brought. It was 6 inches of steel, wrapped in a half-inch of leather. There was no rubber bars. We took it out to the street. We put my boy on his back, so I can go when I can. A funky fresh one back. Super duper funky.
Went down to the pawn shop where I could find guitars and cheap moonshine to satisfy my primal craving.
This has got to be the coolest, most radical move of all time. I mean, it is just so dynamic. You've got to get a lot of speed, and you've really got to make sure that you hit the diagonal with as much power and carve as energy as you possibly can. You want to go flying out in front of the wave, edge the boat as hard as you can, and carve into that diagonal with full speed and full force. Right as you hit the lip of the diagonal, you've got to really throw your weight back, reach around the boat, and plant that paddle blade right below you. When you do that, your boat will just sky into the air. As that happens, throw your head down towards your paddle blade, and the nose of the boat will come down, it'll meet your paddle blade, and you'll land in a back surf. Pow! We're talking some major energy.
I thought you wanted to be my friend. I thought you wanted to be mine. When I see your face for real, I stop and try to clear my throat. When I try to talk again, I can't get enough fast ago. When I wish upon a star, I get a good view. I'm outside in your backyard, watching everything you do. I'm just a man, that's all I am.
Wave wheels are basically an airborne double pump, and if you don't have double pumps down, back to the beginning of the video, check it out. Approach your wave with as much speed as you can get going, and right as you're going up the face, plant your paddle on the crest. Now you need to edge your kayak over, remember the kayak, not your body, and pull down on that blade like you're gonna ramp right over the wave and land on the next wave downstream. Now, right as your kayak becomes airborne and completely weightless, you want to turn that forward stroke that you just took into a reverse pry. The boat is going to do a 180 in the air and land ploop, right on the nose. And then, of course, you can go into your second end, and your third end, and your fourth end, and your fifth end, and your sixth end, and your seventh end, your eighth end, and your ninth end. Now this is about one of the coolest moves you're ever gonna see, and you don't see them too often. If you can imagine a flying, airborne, squirt boat screw-up, that is a kickflip. You approach the wave just like you would for a wave wheel, except what you have to do is when you launch off the crest, you take that mega power sweep stroke and you kick that boat over your head by throwing your weight entirely into the paddle. Once that's done, and your boat is now upside down in the air, you need to look over your shoulder in the direction that the boat is spinning for the landing. You've got to spot your landing. As soon as you see the landing, you'd be surprised to know that your boat will follow your head around and you will just land kapow! Upright on the backside of the wave. It is the most amazing sensation, and you know what? It's bad. Take a big waterfall and throw a cartwheel as you go over it. Might not sound real bright, but let me tell you something, it's really, really fun. As you get near the edge of the fall, what you want to do is a flat water double pump. Sweep the bow up into the air, and right as you clear the lip of this monstrous fall, smash it back down into the void. The back of the boat will go clean over your head and wham! Now once you've got that down, it's time to pick it up a little. When the nose goes down and the back comes over your head, it's time to go into your standard cartwheel sequence in a free fall. Reach around with the other blade, grab the water, and smash the stern into the falls as you're falling so that you land vertically on the bow. Ploop. Now, of course, you realize that this could mean a good hole thrashing, but then, of course, you are a rodeo boater, aren't you?
This is my odyssey, my life. I use my own discretion. My life, my favorite color's green. My life. It's something that lasts. Deductive is the thing of the past. Reasoning will keep your head ringing. Knowledge and power is what I'm bringing to the table. I'm kinda unstable. Wanna strangle your ass with this microphone cable. Deep into your soul is what I'm trying to get. If you think the body's over shit, we need to study it. This here ain't new to me. What are you trying to do to me? Feeling kinda funky. Don't spank your monkey. Oops, you should've said that. Now you're trying to punch me. Hypothetically speaking.
Now, if those aren't some of the funkiest, coolest, raddest, off the top, off the lip, shredding waves you've ever seen, I don't know what are. And that's why we do it, because it's fun. This is the G-spot, and that's what we've been looking for. Now remember, if you're having problems with the move, don't get frustrated. There's no sense in that. Try something else. Go surf a wave, go play in a hole. Never get frustrated with yourself. The key to this all is to have fun. In fact, the key to this all is to have more fun than the next guy. That is the G-spot, and that's what this film is about. We're yeah. There's some basic skills that you need to know, so we're gonna work up through those in the basic progression, which was very redundant.
Logic is something that lasts. Deductive is a thing of the past. Reasoning will keep your head ringing. Knowledge and power is what I'm bringing to the table.
Double pumps are used for all kinds of moves. Cartwheels in holes, and squirts, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying.
What you trying to do to me? Feeling kind of funky. Don't spank your monkey. Who should have said that? Now you're trying to punch me. Hypothetically speaking.
With your mother. Shut up. Even someone kick your ass. He said ass. Cartwheels are used all the time on things like cartwheels.
Double pump, silly rabbit.
Logic is something that lasts. Deductive is a thing of the past. Reasoning will keep your head ringing. Knowledge and power is what I'm bringing to the table. I'm kind of unstable.
On to something else, sir. The key here is for you to have fun.
This here ain't new to me. What you trying to do to me? Feeling kind of funky. Don't spank your monkey. Who should have said that? Now you're trying to punch me. Hypothetically speaking.
That's Latin. It means size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter.
Are you recording this?